Hey guys, it's Peter Cunha, your New Jersey real estate giant. I am here with one of my favorite agents, Deborah Pereira. How are you?
Hello, Mr. Cunha.
Hey, how's everything going?
How are you?
So you've done some pretty amazing things in a very short period of time, and I just wanted to congratulate you, just to see your growth in what seems like a blink of an eye. How long have you been doing real estate now?
What is it? 8 months?
8 months,
8 months.
right? Is
Very
it
exciting.
is it everything that you expected it to be?
No, but I'm getting there.
All
I'm
right.
getting there with practice and learning and trying to do my best.
Yeah.
Okay.
The one thing that I always say is like you got to actually care. And one of the things that you and I especially we work with a lot of clients together, and it's that care factor, which I think sometimes gets a little bit lost because everybody wants to do XYZ, but they don't want to do ABC, which is really actually just talk to people and get to know them, right? And unfortunately, we had a tough situation this year where we had a client that we knew that the wife was sick, and it was a matter of time, and we wound up going to the funeral together, and it was
Mhm.
it's very sombering, right? Because
Yeah.
you get to know people on a very, very personal level, and especially in one of these kind of moments in their life. And I just wanted to thank you because that was one that just for me, if when I reflect on 2022, that's one that of course we didn't we took it off the market with their respect for what they were going through, but it was a tough time, and I just want to say thank you because we handled it with a lot of grace, and I think that at the end of the day, we respected the client's wishes, on a very kind of holistic
Yeah.
thing as they were dealing with a tough situation. So thank you for that. But I love always suggesting things to you because I know a lot of people that are like, why do I have to do that, or question things, and sometimes like I'm like, I do a TikTok video, and if you wanted to just kind of talk about how you got your first client in real estate.
Well, she was referred to me by a friend, and I think it was probably like from posting on Ajudo or Instagram or maybe even Facebook. But yeah, I think that's how we got her, and we ended up closing there was an office space in Long Branch, and they're very happy now. So good for them.
No, it's amazing. And you mentioned a website that's I'm partial to, but you're certainly more aware of what goes on there. But Ajuda, what is that? And the people that aren't aware of, because I think this is amazing. It's like a Facebook marketplace within a Facebook marketplace. But I'll let
It's
you.
a group. It's a group in Facebook where it's like, I think they have like 40,000 members, and they're all from Long Branch. There's also people from other places, but mostly from Long Branch. And it's called Ajuda Comunitária in Long Branch, and it's really the community helping each other out. So you can advertise your work, you can talk about other people, and you can talk about what you do and how you're helping the community and how to buy your first home. And I think that's really great.
Yeah. So we were kind of going over this a little bit, but when did you come to America? Because like my parents, I was born here, but my sister came here when my parents moved here from Portugal. How old were you when you came over?
I'm 6.
All right, yeah, my sister was 4. So how like what's the transition like in the grand
It was
scheme?
hard, right? Learning English as your second language and starting school, and everything is new and the climate is very different, but it ended up working out. We love it now.
Really
I
good,
can't see
good.
myself moving back to Brazil. No,
Not yet, not yet.
no.
I always say never, never because I'm buying a place in Portugal right now.
Right? There you are.
I'd said I'd never live in Portugal. So what
And
do
now
I?
you want to live in Portugal. So look at you.
Yeah, no, it's fun, Deborah. I mean, the reason why I wanted to say that is because the similarities are very parallel. I know a lot of people come to this country, they want the best for themselves and their family, but it's really passing on, giving a better lifestyle to the next generation. And one of the things that I notice is that the community itself, whether you're Brazilian or Portuguese, anything, quite honestly, it's housing. I've seen it where, I've seen the worst of scenarios where people are living in basements and basically like, beds probably with bed bugs. It's just, it's like you wonder how people can live in these situations. But, you moved here when you were 6. You bought your first house. How old were you?
2017, how old, 2014, how old was I? 22?
22. So you bought your first house when you were 22. What do you remember? Like, now that you're a realtor and you have to know about these things, do you remember if it was a conventional, FHA,
It was an
anything?
FHA, but we put 3.5% down.
Right. So you held on to that house for how long?
We sold it 2021. We sold it last year. So we had it for what, 7 years?
7
But
years.
it was great to us, that home.
Yeah. And then how did you wind up? Because I know you own an investment property. So just kind of walk through the timeline. You bought a house for yourself in 2014.
Mhm.
Then you sold that house in 2021. Did you buy another house between then? Just kind of like
So we outgrew our first home. And at first, my husband is a contractor. So at first we said we were going to do a renovation. We were going to add a second story. It was a raised ranch. We were going to add a second level to the home and completely redo the first floor layout. And then COVID hit and all the material and everything got so expensive.
right.
And we said, okay, are we going to do this? If we're going to do this, then we need to find a place that we're going to live temporarily while we do the renovation. And then we decided to buy a rental property that would eventually be a rental property after we moved out after our renovation. And then we decided to sell our home because it was just going to be everything was like 2x4s were $10-12 at the time. And it wasn't going to be worth it for us. So we ended up selling our first home. We're still living in our rental in Long Branch. And then eventually you found us our dream home.
Yeah. No, and
So
how did that
here
work
we
out?
are. And then we completely redid this one too.
Yeah, no, it's interesting because when we're looking for a house, I know we have 3 children, Rafi and the
Mhm.
girls, and I looked at this house and I'm like shaking my head. I'm like, this is only a 3-bedroom. You're like, you walk in there like a little pit bull, and you're just like, no, we're gonna put drywall here, and we're gonna break this back out because I guess they had knocked down a wall to make it into a large 3-bedroom. You're like, we don't need all this space. We're gonna make it a 4-bedroom. And
Well, it's a 5-bedroom.
sorry, 5.
One of the bedrooms are downstairs, remember? The
Oh,
office that we
yeah,
use as the office. Yeah.
that's where you're at now.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, it's just interesting because if you can think outside the box, whereas like a lot of people are just kind of pigeonholed
Mhm.
because they can't do this stuff. And one of the things is that I actually refer Francis a lot on projects because I think he's a good fit for clients that are looking to do minor alterations that don't require like major renovation budgets and stuff like that. So kudos to the both of you for being able to work through that.
Yeah, he's pretty great.
Yeah. Yeah, but we'll give him a 5-star review for sure. Yeah, no, so let's get back to this whole helping thing because I know that when a lot of people like they don't get it, right? It's kind of it's almost like a religious experience when you help somebody versus a lot of people are like it's just a transaction count. You've recently or we've collectively, but I want to just kind of talk about these first time homebuyer seminars that are targeted specifically to the Portuguese speaking community. I hate to say Brazilian or Portuguese, just anybody that we've been doing in Long Branch, and the turnouts and just I want to hear from you, like just kind of the questions that they typically have of whether they, how do you buy a house? You know,
I think everyone's just very like unaware that it can be a very simple process that everyone can buy their own home. I mean, I think a lot of people that went to the event won't be buying a home this year, but they're getting their credit ready and they're learning how to adjust their credit and how to improve their credit, and they're learning what they need to do so that yes, either next year or the year after, they're homeowners, they're not paying rent because rent has gone up significantly. And everyone is like, wow, if I all this money that I'm wasting on rent, I could be building equity in my own property. I think that everyone wants to eventually own their own home. I don't think everyone wants to pay rent forever.
Right. And you see the benefits of it, right? I mean, the house that you bought in 2014, obviously we were at a tremendous growth cycle for real estate, but did you double your money? Is that what I heard you say when you sold it?
Yeah, we bought it for 265 and we sold it for 500.
That's amazing. And yeah, that's the stuff that I think people miss out. Even though like they don't want to spend the money on repairs and all this other good stuff, it's when they move out, when they're done with a rental, and this is the part where I love is somebody that moved to this country has been renting for anywhere from 5 to 10, sometimes 15, 20 years, and owning their first house. And I went to a housewarming party yesterday, and she was just thrilled through the roof because, you know, uh, she loved living in Asbury Park, but like, her roof was falling in, and her landlord wasn't doing anything about it. And now she has this beautiful house because, she takes care of her stuff. And, it's not in the perfect location from where she wants to be, but it's something that, we had 15, 20 people in there at one point, where it's cozy and it's yours.
And it's hers, yeah. She's building equity, it's hers.
Yeah, it
She
was
eventually wants to rent it out or sell it. It's hers.
yeah,
She's
that,
paying someone
yeah,
else's mortgage,
yeah,
like with the rental.
right. And that's the whole thing. It's like I love working with buyers because that's what I told her yesterday. I was like, listen, this is a perfect house. You could just rent this out for the summer. And then you would pay off your mortgage probably for the whole year. And she was like, yeah, I thought about that. And, go travel.
Mhm.
Like we always talk about that.
Yeah.
You have a travel list for you and the kids. How
I
many,
did I show you my map? Can I show you?
no, how many states have you been to?
No, I got it. I haven't put any
Okay.
pictures in it yet, but it's huge. It's like it's 3 feet wide that we're gonna hang. So every state that we go to, we're gonna have our little picture.
All right.
I think we're at 12, 13 states or something.
Okay. Which
We're gonna get there.
which one's the most interesting so far?
Hawaii.
Oh
Hawaii
boy,
is my favorite.
I forgot that you've been to Hawaii.
Yes, that was the best. That was our best.
I was thinking like South Carolina or anywhere like that, but
Hawaii.
so what are your goals? All right, so I'm biased. I'm not only your broker, but I've been coaching you.
Mhm.
What are your goals for 2023? This is where I want to put you on the spot. This way I can put it out there and I can hold you accountable to it.
My goals for 2023. I think that we should continue to do these monthly seminars. I think it's going to be great for people. I think every month we should have a different theme. I think it's going to be great. I think we're going to help a lot of people. I think a lot of the people that are going to these seminars will probably be buying homes next year, and we'll be able to help them every step of the way because we have our dream team, right? We have me, we have you, we have a Portuguese speaking lender, and we have a Portuguese speaking lawyer. That's very important too,
Right.
because they're able to speak to you and and understand everything they're saying. So
Right.
I think just help a lot of people. That's my goal.
Yeah, and I think one of the other things is like we even brought in an accountant because after that first meeting, we realized that a lot of people did have questions whether, the lender thing where you have to actually, pay the IRS and you have to prove that you have a reasonable income that can pay this. It's funny how people just would rather not, pay taxes than buy a home.
But
But
then they're paying rent,
yeah,
right?
they'd rather pay rent. Yeah, exactly. So, we're out there, we're swinging. It's 2023. I think it's going to be an incredible year. You being fairly new to the business, I don't even think I'm that old to the business, but it's we're going through a transitional period. I like to call it confusing, for lack of a better word. And it's amazing where you just talk reason out with people that they're like, oh, that does make sense. And I know that you and I collectively, even Claire and
Mhm.
Amber, Joe and Corey and Marco, it's we're still doing well. Like, it's people are like concerned about the market, or it's we're going to be putting out a question later. Which one of these three things do you have questions on? Which is interest rates, inflation, and the election. So yeah, I think it's important to just hear back from people and be like, hey, what are you concerned about going into 2023? So Deborah, this was about you. What are the things that have you found most rewarding so far? You've
Oh
moved,
my God. After you close and then you talk to the people and they're renovating and they're painting, they're like, oh my gosh, I'm so happy. I think that's the most rewarding, how happy people are
right,
afterwards.
right. My favorite one, and I'll use you as an example, is the kids, right? When you as a realtor go, hey, have you picked out your room? And like,
Peter,
yeah, I'm here. I can see you. I think you're frozen, but I'm Deborah, I'm gonna leave it at this. I love the
did we
kids.
lose connection?
Nope, we're still on.
Oh,
You're back. No, but what I was saying is like when the kids pick out their rooms, and they say
mhm.
my room and that room, and then you show up for when the kid parties, and they're like, oh, like Peter bought us this house. I'm like, their parents are like, no, you didn't. So Deborah, thank you for being on this call. Let's do this more often. I enjoy doing the first time home buyer seminars. If you have any questions, comment down below. Please subscribe, and we'll get out to you. We're looking forward to talking to you, not only at the end of this year, but in 2023 and well beyond that. Thanks for watching, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye.